If you want to get from point A to point B, but you don't like the in between, then this video is for you. Hi guys, welcome to Cat's Christian Life. If you are new here, thank you so much for watching. Please do tap that subscribe button and the thumbs up as well. I've got other playlists that I will link in the description, and you can go see what other videos they are that I've got, and maybe if you find something you're interested in, please do tap those notifications so that you know when I post. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. So if you want to get somewhere, like you want to go overseas, but you don't like flying, we're going to be talking about that today. So, we're going to be talking about the importance of loving the process, guys. So, happiness is a skill that's developed in the process of life. You can't dislike one version or one part of your life and then absolutely love the next. And so, what am I talking about? I am talking about if you know that you're going towards your purpose, but you're not liking the journeys and the little tests and the things that you have to do now before you get there. That's a problem. In order to actually get to where you want to go, like when we were talking about consistency, you have to be willing to do the hard things in between to actually get there. So, just a little example, if you were busy like building a house, right? And you're really like miserable the whole time, like, oh, it's taking so long to build this house, and you just not really feeling the building part of the house. You're trying to rush through things. You're not really planning all the way. You're not letting it take the time that it needs to take to be great. Then you're not going to be happy with the finished product. And that's because you rushed things. It's not going to turn out good because you rushed it. You didn't take time to research, to build small bits at a time and to actually get there. And so you won't be happy in the end either way. So in our lives, the way that that shows up is that you really want to become this thing, you want to do this thing, you want to get to your purpose, but you're really having a hard time actually being in the journey, actually being present where you are. Sometimes we spend so much time thinking about the future and how great things are going to look in the future, but if you're not happy right now with this version of yourself, then you won't be happy in the future because you'll always be looking for more. So let's talk about Matthew 4. So this is when Jesus was in the wilderness after he was done fasting. And it says, then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. Jesus answered, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. So in this situation, God has to basically test, not God, Jesus is like basically testing the word that he had learned. So he's done fasting and now he's going to be tested in the wilderness continuously. And the devil is asking him different questions. I would recommend you go read the story as well in full. And so the devil is asking him different questions and he says, look, you have the power. You can turn these stones to bread. Then it's all over. You don't have to go through this process anymore. But Jesus knew he was working for something way bigger, a purpose that was way bigger. But if he had decided to get the instant gratification from the bread right then he would have stopped the process and he wouldn't have gotten to the purpose. And so if he wasn't fully immersing himself in the part of the journey that he needed to be in to learn, then he wouldn't be able to actually fulfill the purpose, right? And so he says, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. So these days, there's a lot of things that leans us towards getting instant gratification quite a bit. And it's like social media, you're constantly stimulated by these colors, you're seeing different people do different things. And sometimes it boils up that envy inside of you, like, why am I not traveling like those other people? Why am I not at that stage of my life? But you haven't realized that you haven't been going through your journey. You haven't been allowing yourself to learn things step by step the way that you should have been to actually get to that purpose. You were too busy thinking about either dreaming about the future or worrying about your present right now that you're not in it. So Being purpose driven, it's not a bad thing at all. If you really want to find your purpose, if you want to make sure that you're going towards your purpose that God intended for you. But we must understand that finding that purpose is a journey, and that you need to be fully immersed in the journey to learn the things and the skills that you need to have to fulfill that purpose. So if you don't go through the journey, you won't reach the purpose. If you like, you're dreaming of going overseas, right? And you can just picture yourself overseas, but you hate long flights, you hate traveling or driving for long. You're not going to get there if you don't use those modes of transportation. You won't just get there like out of nowhere. You have to do these hard things in between in order to get to that next country, in order to get overseas. And so if you don't allow yourself to enjoy the process of traveling, being in an airplane for 18 hours or driving for 5 hours, you're not going to enjoy when you get there, right? So you can't always think that the part of your life or the version of you right now can be better, or things could have been done this way. And if you lock yourself up in the past and you're overthinking, oh, I should have said this, or I should have said that, then you're not going to be focusing on where you are now. Then you're not learning what you need to learn right now. So things can't always be better. You can't be constantly unsatisfied with things that have happened in your life. Sometimes you need to just let things be. Let it just be, like, okay, it's just right. You know the story of Goldilocks and Three Bears, when she saw the oats, and there's oats that's too hot, one that's cold. There was one that was just right. So sometimes if you do something, like even if you fail, let's say a test, you can't look at this test and now say, yo, I can't do this, I'm dumb, I'm whatnot. No, the same brain that you're calling dumb, you need that brain to get you through school. So don't come and now call yourself dumb. There's no need. It's a lesson. Every failure, everything that didn't go exactly how you wanted it to go, you don't need to be too sad about it or to be mad at yourself about these things. You take it as a lesson and enjoy the process of having learned that thing, right? If you learn something, the only time it actually gets stamped in your brain is after it's tested, right? So just allow yourself to learn and to go through enjoying the process so that you actually remember those times. And so you have to also learn to celebrate the journey, because most of it is the journey, right? If you're going on a road trip, like, you need to be happy to be on the road trip. You need to be happy to be on that road trip, because if you from point A and you're now on the road trip, you are sad and upset about how things are going. When you get to the end of the road trip and be at point B, you're still gonna feel sad and anyhow, because you're now used to having those feelings. You're not celebrating the little wins that you had. You can't just have a big win every time. You have to have these little wins in order to get to that actual big achievement. And so remember that the commandments do say, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And so it's a requirement to love yourself. Therefore, you have to be your own best friend. You have to be able to support and congratulate yourself when it is needed. And it also, encouraging yourself in that way of like celebrating, helps you actually push along with the journey. This is like a part two of the consistency video. And so I hope you do watch that if you didn't see it. But it's all just about loving the process, being able to be calm where you are right now and taking things in as they go. If you enjoy the present, then you will enjoy the future, right? So have you ever heard that thing of like, if you are exercising, you can't be like, you're hating this version of yourself. Because when you get to the point where you like exercising, now you've reached the one goal that you said, you will be waiting for more. You'll always be hungry for more, not being able to actually be able in the present achievement that you have that you have made right there. So you have to learn how to be happy for all these different achievements. You must know that the version of yourself that was there before, you're only here where you are now because that version existed. If that version of yourself didn't learn what it learned back then you wouldn't be here now with the lessons you have now. So no matter how tempting it is to focus on the past, to go back and wish you could have changed something, you can't. You just have to love that that past has brought you to where you are now. And it's good to look with an optimistic eye to the future, but not to focus on the future. We are here in the present, right? And that is where you need to live. That's where you need to learn about different things. And that is where you step into the journey of actually fulfilling the purpose that you need to fulfill. So thank you so much for listening to this video, guys. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I hope that you can learn to love the process, whatever it may be, no matter how hard or difficult it may seem. Everything will be, everything will turn out for your good in the end, because that's what God is going to do. He's got plans to prosper you, not to harm you. And so, yeah, if you are just learning the skill of loving the process now, please do comment down below. Let's talk and support each other and, go through this journey together. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do hit that thumbs up. And yeah, thank you.